In this video, we are going to walk you through how to use KnowItAll SearchIt, which is a powerful tool for performing advanced spectral searches. While ID Expert is designed to be quick and intuitive, SearchIt gives you more control and flexibility, allowing you to tailor your search based on what you might already know about your analyte. We'll explore how to run simple searches, we'll dive into mixture analysis, and we'll use orthogonal search to increase confidence in your results. These tools make SearchIt especially valuable when dealing with complex unknowns, impurities, contamination, and deformulation. So let's get started. Navigate to SearchIt, which you can find under Data in the left navigation bar. You'll see this window pop up, which highlights search categories and search databases. Under Search Databases, you're going to select the databases you'd like to search. And these can be reference databases from our libraries, our smart spectra, any user databases you've created, or hit lists or past result lists. This blank window at the bottom shows which libraries are to be searched. So let's populate it. Go to Reference. You're going to limit your spectral technique, in this case to IR. Click Add All. Now I'm using IR in this example, but know that this tool works similarly for all techniques supported by KnowItAll. In this case, I'm going to add Smart Spectra as well. Add All. Now, if you'd like to remove any databases from the search, simply double-click, and you'll see that they disappear from the search window. Anytime you create custom search parameters like this, we recommend saving the search as a profile. Click Save Current Profile. And now anytime you'd like to recreate this profile, simply find the profile in the drop-down menu at the top. Now the next thing we need to do is upload our spectrum. Simply click Spectrum and upload your file. As soon as you do this, you'll notice that there's a number of different options readily available to you. The first option I'm going to point out is number of components. So here's where you'll select a mixture or a single component search. In this case, I'm leaving it at single component and we'll do mixture in a moment. You'll also be able to change your search method. So again, in this case, I'm going to leave it at correlation because correlation favors big functional group peaks and is recommended for IR. If you have a slanting baseline or overlapping peaks, you may wish to use other algorithms like first derivative. Now I'm going to direct you to the bottom here. Hit list size. You're able to choose how many records you'd like to see in your results. In this case, I'm just going to leave it at 15. Now if I bring you over to the right, you'll notice total records to be searched. Here's where you can double check how many library records you're searching. And just above that, manually edit mask ranges. If you have any contamination, we've created masks that allow you to simply exclude the wavelength ranges from your search. For example, if you have water vapor in your unknown, simply click the water vapor mask and it's automatically going to exclude the wavelength ranges that you see in gray from the search. Alternatively, if you'd like to exclude certain ranges from the search, you can simply use the exclude range bar at the top. You'll just want to click and drag, and then you'll be manually creating a grayed out region or a region that is going to be excluded from the search. To remove it, simply click the garbage bin on the end. Now, in some cases, you'll want to focus on specific peaks. For example, perhaps you have an impurity in your analyte that you're investigating. You can use the include range bar at the bottom to highlight certain peaks of interest. Now, in this case, you would want to change your search method to first derivative, since we have some slanting baselines. And now this is going to show you results that are specifically focused on these two specific peaks. Again, to remove this, simply click the garbage button on the right. Now I'm going to switch this back to correlation and highlight some additional tools we have in the left-hand bar. If you'd like to manually adjust the peaks of your spectrum, you can use our peak picking tool. Simply click Peaks. Available spectral techniques is IR, correct? You're going to adjust your minimum peak intensity and click Pick. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the peak table. Once you highlight each peak, you can either add, edit, or delete any of the peaks in this spectrum. You also have the option to add a structure to your search. Simply click Structure, double-click to either manually draw your structure in Chem window, or you could just open a saved file. Once you've opened the file, click Save, and now you can see that the structure has appeared in the search. You have the option to do an exact match search, a substructure search, or a similarity search, and you can choose your algorithm of choice. Now, our libraries contain metadata attached to each record. So if you have any extra information about your unknown that you'd like to include in your search, you can do so. Click Property Name, find the metadata that you'd like to include in the search. In this case, we'll do boiling point. Set your parameters. And now when we search, we are only going to see results that meet this criteria. You can also click Include records with empty fields as matches if you'd like to see the empty fields as well. Now let's do a simple search. So we've uploaded our spectrum, click Search in the right-hand bottom of the window. Once we do this, you'll see the results appear in MineIt. And for the results, we see our hit quality index, which tells us the quality of the match. We see our database, our ID number, and the name of the record in our libraries, as well as the spectrum. If you'd like to see any other information, you can add the column to display here. Simply right-click, Add Column to Display, and add whichever field you'd like to include. Now, as you click through the different records, you can see on the right-hand side, the metadata and structure are changing. So any extra information attached to that record in our library will appear on the right. Likewise, you can play around with how you'd like to see your spectrum appear in your window. You can click Butterfly View. You can separate the spectrum, however you'd like to see it. And then once you're happy with your results, you can simply use our Transfer to Report It tool. And here we've jumped right into Report It. Going back to MineIt, I want to highlight that anytime you've done your search and you might want to change your search parameters, simply go back to SearchIt and your search will appear in a tab at the bottom. You can always toggle back and forth between SearchIt and MineIt when you're adjusting your search parameters. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to do a mixture analysis. So let's open up a new search. File, New Search. I'm going to upload a spectrum. And as soon as I change the number of components to 2, you'll see we have 2 new buttons underneath spectrum. In this case, you can do a mixture analysis and you can either include or exclude certain components. Let's say that you know a certain component of this mixture and you're wanting to include it into the search. I'm going to show you how to do that. First, I'm going to show you how to mine for the spectrum that you'd like to include. So let's open up a new search. Now, instead of uploading a spectrum, I am simply going to mine our databases. So I'm going to make sure, user select, we have all of our databases for IR, add all, and I'm going to go to property name. Now at this point, I am going to look for any record that includes the compound that I know is included in my mixture analysis. So I'm going to add the value. of the specific component I'm looking for, any field, and now I'm going to go ahead and search. And once it has loaded, that's perfect. We can see the record there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the active spectrum. So go Edit, Copy Active Spectrum. We're going to navigate back to SearchIt. I will find my mixture at the bottom here, my mixture search. Click Included Component, Edit, Paste. So this is a way that you can use our library records and copy the record and include it in a search. Alternatively, of course, you can click Add and simply upload your included spectrum. Now, in this case, we've added a component that we know is in our unknown mixture. You can also do the opposite, where you can include an excluded component. So in other words, if you're getting results that have a component that you don't believe to be in your mixture, you can simply add it as an excluded component. Now you have all the other tools as well. You can add a structure again, or you can add more property details or metadata to your search, similar to how we just did with the single component. And then when you're happy with your search, you'll simply click Search and you'll see your mixture analysis results in MineIt. Now, the last thing I'm going to show is our orthogonal searching to improve confidence in your results. Let's pull up two spectra. Now, when you're doing multi-technique searching, you need to make sure that you've uploaded the relevant databases. Go to Search Databases, User Select, Limit Technique to IR, Add All. Now we also have a Raman spectrum. So limit technique to Raman and Add All. Now in this case, you can see I'm uploading an unknown IR spectrum and an unknown Raman spectrum. Once you're happy with your search, go ahead and click Search. So here, instead of a results table, you can see we have two axes. First, we have the IR spectral hit quality index plotted against the Raman spectral hit quality index. And this is interactive, so every point you click on, you can see the respective metadata and structure, as well as the spectrum, library spectrum in the top two panels. And you can toggle between the IR and the Raman spectrum. Now this shows the power of using multi-technique searching, because let me direct you to the IR hit quality index. Here you can see all points above 90 have achieved a hit quality score of 90, which is generally pretty good. If I click through, these points are all 90. Now, alternatively, if we look at Raman spectrum hit quality index, you can see that these points range from around 70, 74, 76, 84, all the way to the 99 percentile. So the results on the top right, if I click through here, these show high hit quality in both Raman and IR. So it helps you leverage the advantages of either technique to differentiate between compounds in the libraries. And there you have a quick tutorial of our SearchIt toolbox in KnowItAll. Thanks for watching.